The Manchester-Essex Robotics team is hard at work, with only next year's competition to motivate them. After being interrupted mid-season in the spring of 2020 due to COVID-19, students were excited to get back to work.
We had the robot built and everything, but when the pandemic hit, competition shut down.
The organization, FRC, they haven't actually made any plans for actual competitions. So it's been our job to be creative with what we want to do this year.
Doing finishes and touches on last year's robot that we weren't able to complete. And we're building a drivetrain for next year's robot, just like the main frame of it and the wheels and gearbox.
We're getting on to building robots to hopefully help with later years.
Pretty much keep the program going until next year, but also improve, upon their skills that they gained last year and the years before. It is more difficult because you don't have that incentive that you're going to be in a competition.
For students who really do enjoy the competition aspect, probably not a great year for them. But for students who really enjoy like the social aspect, hanging out with a group of people, working to solve problems, that still is there.
It's just been a lot of sanitizing beforehand, making sure everything's clean. The biggest thing is time and stuff. We're only in 2 days versus 7 days. Keeping people in 2 separate rooms has definitely helped. The collaboration has continued.
We've been doing the same thing for the past 10 years that robotics team has existed. So it's kind of hard to all of a sudden change the way we interact with each other. Our team will be more tightly knit, socially, for the next year.
For probably the past 2 to 3 years I've been involved, what's really been most heartening for me is to see and hear Mr. PENNOYER and all the students kind of getting involved and pushing to get back in when we can. And then it was awesome to walk in today and see the progress on a robot that I had heard about, but I'd never actually seen.
It's not something you can learn in taking a class in programming or in CADing. You have to go out and you have to work on it yourself. Those students that come in and are able to do that, who have that drive, they really come away with unbelievable skills. And that's really, to me, is the whole strength of the program.
It's not often at this point that we're working with others. In some ways, it's worse because we can't be focusing on this one big main goal that we're working towards. For a lot of us, it's good even to get social interaction. And so it's more appreciated in some ways, the actual work, than before, just because it's sweet, I actually get to get out of my house and do something.
The team has made the most of an unconventional year, and perhaps this strange season has fortified their bond. For 1623 Studios, I'm Olivia Turner.